development priorities, government rehabilitates Lunyika Dam to tackle drought. And in religious matters, Adventist evangelist speaks on reliance in gospel work. Details of these stories plus more coming up shortly. Do stay with us.
Hello, my name is Daddy Chitalu, production manager for Hope Channel Zambia. In line with the reach 1 billion people with the gospel by 2030, Hope Channel Zambia is looking for compassionate individuals who can donate in kindness or financially to the number and bank details displayed on the screen. Your contribution will help many be reached with Hope Channel's life-changing content. Together, we can reach out to this 1 billion people targeted to be reached to before or by 2030.
Thank you so much for joining us with the news in detail. I'm Bright Sinkozi. Sharon Akufuna is our sign language interpreter. The Forum for African Women Educationalists Zambia, FAWEZA, has announced the enrollment of 750 learners under its Second Chance Pathways program aimed at expanding access to tertiary education for marginalized young people. Speaking during a press briefing in Lusaka today, in line with the Global Action Week for Education 2026, FAWEZA Executive Director Kosten Kanchele said the initiative, supported by the MasterCard Foundation, provides an alternative General Certificate of Education GCE pathway route for learners who do not meet direct university entry requirements. Mr. Kanchele noted that 80% of the beneficiaries are female, with the inclusion of persons with disabilities and refugees, underscoring FAWEZA's commitment to equity and increasing participation in tertiary education, particularly in STEM fields. Details are in this report.
Many young people in Zambia, particularly girls, continue to face significant challenges in accessing education, limiting their chances of progressing to higher learning. Alive to this fact, the Forum for African Women Educationalists Zambia has enrolled 750 learners under its Second Chance Pathways program, designed to help young people who do not meet direct university entry requirements. Speaking during a press briefing, FAWEZA Executive Director Kosten Kanchele said the program targets those most in need, particularly from rural and peri-urban areas where access to quality education remains limited. Of the 750 learners enrolled in General Certificate of Education remedial centers across 5 universities, 609 are female, representing 80%, while 149 are male. The program has also prioritized inclusivity, with 40 learners being persons with disabilities and 27 refugees. The initiative, supported by the MasterCard Foundation, uses a needs-based selection process focusing on disadvantaged youths who lack the required 5 credits, including English and mathematics, to access university education. Through the General Certificate of Education pathways, learners are given an opportunity to upgrade their results and transition into tertiary education, particularly in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields.
I am pleased to announce that 750 participants have successfully been selected and are now enrolled in FAWEZA's GCE remedial learning centers across our 5 partner universities. This marks a significant milestone in transforming the GCE pathway into a structured, supportive bridge to tertiary education. Of these learners that we have enrolled, 609 are female, representing 80% of the total enrollment, while 149 are male, representing 20%. Further, 40 learners are persons with disabilities, accounting for 5%, and 27 are refugees, representing 4%. These figures, ladies and gentlemen, reflect our deliberate effort to ensure inclusivity and equity regarding access to education.
The program forms part of broader efforts to ensure no one is left behind in accessing education, in line with the global commitments to inclusive and equitable learning opportunities. Mwene Mianga reporting for Hope News, Lusak.
Thanks a lot, Mwene, for that report. Now, government has called on the private sector and cooperating partners to align their investments with national development priorities in order to accelerate sustainable socio-economic growth. Speaking during a high-level panel discussion at the SCORE World Forum in Oxford, United Kingdom, Permanent Secretary in charge of administration in the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, Dr. Gabriel Poleni, emphasized the need for stronger policy coordination in development efforts. Dr. Poleni noted that while many development initiatives show success at pilot stage, their long-term sustainability depends on deliberate government involvement, alignment with national policies, and access to structured financing. He added that Zambia's decentralization program, particularly through the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, provides a clear framework for investments that respond directly to community needs.
We from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, so we supervise 116 local authorities across the country to deliver local services at that level, but we're also directly in charge of rural development, so which means we build roads in rural areas, we support our clinics, schools, and complementary infrastructure, including bridges and so forth. So obviously the biggest challenge is that we're right at the center of service delivery, broadly speaking. So we have to coordinate different ministries across the country, but also the stakeholders that operate in different sectors. So we have to work very closely, for example, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Health. So we sit right at the center of broader government service delivery. And from where we sit, we see that stakeholder engagement is key in order to deliver effective and efficient services to different local authorities. So firstly, we understand what the local authority level needs are, and then we also then understand also what the priorities are for given local authorities within the context of scarce resources. And we then map out how to deliver those scarce resources to based on the priorities that have been set out at the local level.
In other news, Republican President Hakainde Hichilema has retained Mutale Nalumango as Vice President of the United Party for National Development, UPND, following the party's General Assembly held last week. The appointment, confirmed in a letter dated April 21st, 2026, was made in accordance with provisions of the party constitution, with President Hichilema expressing confidence in Dr. Nalumango's continued leadership and service to both the party and the nation. And in accepting the appointment, Dr. Nalumango has expressed gratitude for the trust placed in her, describing the role as an honor she embraces with humility and a strong sense of responsibility. She has pledged to serve with dedication, integrity, and commitment while working collaboratively to advance the party's vision and contribute to national development. Let's head straight to the Eastern Province, where residents in several villages of Luangeni constituency in Chipata have welcomed government's move to rehabilitate the Lunyike Dam, describing the project as a timely intervention in the face of persistent drought and water shortages. Communities including Kalaye, Jojo, Sunguni, Abelo, Andrea, Ziyalula, Chideu, Kachikoti, Kwacha, Magodi, Wanga, Yonke, Kampala, Magunda, Chundama, and Soko are expected to benefit from improved access to water once the works are completed. One of the beneficiaries, Alice Mushanga, has praised both government and the area member of parliament, saying the project will ease the burden of accessing water for households and support farming and livestock activities. Government, through the Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation, is rehabilitating the dam as part of a wider program targeting 5 water bodies aimed at ensuring reliable water supply throughout the year. The initiative is expected to strengthen livelihoods and build resilience among communities affected by changing weather patterns in Eastern Province.
Mweo kuti tichosepo amoyo, amozesi moyo, na hakainde hichilema, ndiye kuti chitukuko, taafwa mwatipaya. Atikumbilako maboho, tina maboho paliponse, atikumbila. Ni boma ya mleiti inayolomba. Manzi aba badamu iwo titandiza munjira zambiri. Chifukwa minzi yozungulira malo bano onse voveta vikumwapa manzi ndipo damu iyi yuphwira lini chaka chonse manzi osira lini ovapo chaka chonse ndipo kuwasha kutivuta lini ntchito zosiyana m'magadeni manzi otivuta lini kupyolera mtimba ya mnene.
You are watching the news on Hope Channel Zambia. Just now, let's take a break. We have more stories on the other side. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.
Did you know that you've got the right to complain against any radio or television broadcast? Did you also know that every radio or television station has an obligation to respond and address your complaints when aggrieved? The first step is to complain to the station not more than 3 months after the broadcast took place. It is expected that the station will respond reasonably to you, that is within 14 days. If not satisfied, then escalate your problem to the Independent Broadcasting Authority.
We're at Mass Media Complex, Ali King Carter Road, PO Box 32475, Lusaka, or call us on +260 211 250589 or visit our website at www.iba.org.zm. IBA, promoting ethical and professional broadcasting.
Hello, my name is Mwene. In line with a reach 1 billion people with the gospel by 2030, Hope Channel Zambia is reaching out to you, yes you, for a donation in kind or financially in order to assist us to achieve this goal. Your donation will go a long way in not only reaching 1 billion people, but also building the kingdom of God. To make your donations, you can reach out to us through the numbers that are running on your screen, and all the details are there. May God bless you.
Thank you so much for still staying with us. And now for the rest of the news. The Lusaka City Council, LCC, says progress is being made in the rehabilitation and upgrading of key urban roads under an ongoing infrastructure project aimed at improving mobility across the city. The council says the project, which targets township roads, involves upgrading selected roads to bituminous standards to enhance durability, accessibility and overall road quality. In a statement to Hope News by Lusaka City Council Public Relations Manager Chola Mwamba, she said a total of 40.1 kilometers of roads have been earmarked under 3 project routes, with works including the installation of street lighting, drainage system, pedestrian walkways and road markings. Several roads have already been upgraded, while others, including Main Street, Simon Mwansakapwepwe Road and Los Angeles Boulevard, are nearing completion.
The Lusaka City Council wishes to inform the public that works under the rehabilitation and upgrading of Lusaka City Urban Roads project are progressing well. The project includes the rehabilitation of township roads to bituminous standards aimed at improving road quality, durability, and accessibility across the city. Under this project, 3 lots have been earmarked for rehabilitation and upgrading, covering a total road length of 40.1 kilometers. The scope of work includes the installation of streetlights, construction of drainage systems, development of pedestrian sidewalks, road markings, and other related infrastructure improvements. So far, a number of roads have been upgraded to bituminous standards, with a few road works still underway for completion. These include Main Street, Simon Mwansakapwepwe Road, Acacia Road, Frejo Garden Road, Los Angeles Boulevard, and Kamanga Kapiliomba Road. Meanwhile, works on the roads, including Chila Road, are currently underway and are expected to be completed within the next 2 months. The council reaffirms its commitment to delivering quality infrastructure and to continue to implement projects aimed at improving mobility, enhancing safety, and strengthening service delivery for the residents of Lusaka.
Now, the Zambia Public Procurement Authority, ZPPA, has recorded and reviewed 20 contract terminations during the first quarter of 2026, with contractor non-performance emerging as a key concern. Speaking during a media briefing in Lusaka, ZPPA Director General Gloria Ngoma said several projects were either abandoned or not executed in line with contractual obligations. She explained that some contractors failed to deliver works despite receiving advance payments, while others delayed beyond agreed timelines, prompting the cancellations. In response, the authority plans to strengthen compliance by rolling out targeted capacity building programs for procurement entities, particularly in the management of procurement cancellations and contract terminations. Ms. Ngoma added that ZPPA will also heighten enforcement measures, especially against institutions that repeatedly fail to follow procurement procedures. Meanwhile, the authority is closely monitoring the implementation of the school feeding program to ensure accountability in the use of public funds. She emphasized that all procurement processes, including those under the program, must be conducted through the government's electronic procurement system in line with national guidelines. And finally, in the news, a renowned Seventh-day Adventist evangelist has opened up on the challenges of ministry, revealing how resistance, rejection and gender barriers have shaped her journey in proclaiming the gospel. Speaking on Hope Live today on Hope Channel Zambia, evangelist Sepiso Kabalanyana recounted moments where her calling was questioned and at times openly opposed, despite her conviction in the biblical mandate of Matthew 28 verses 19 to 20, which calls all believers to go and make disciples. Ms. Kabalanyana says her work in evangelism has not been easy, citing instances where invitations were blocked, opportunities resisted, and her role as a woman challenged within ministry spaces. However, she maintains that her mission is divinely appointed, emphasizing that her persistence is rooted not in personal ambition, but in obedience to what she describes as the work of God. She adds that despite the obstacles, she has conducted more than 20 evangelistic crusades, remaining committed to reaching souls beyond church levels.
Been easy. Yes, where you are stopped to say we don't want her. Then I still remember one time when I told the audience to say, Matthew 28 says, go ye therefore.
Right.
And make disciples of all nations. So I always challenged the men to say, can you tell me where it says, go ye therefore men, but not women. Go ye therefore pastors, but not women. Go ye there elders, but not women. Now here's a person who wants to work, but you just want to see that I don't do it. There was one time when I told somebody that the blood of those that are waiting for my message will be on you. And the things that made the things worse was when the women ministries came to be.
Yes, yes.
And I was one of the first to be in the women ministries. I still remember very well at Nilanda when I was training the evangelists, that on a Sabbath, after 1 week of training, on a Sabbath, they came, the federations for Amo, Dorcas in 3 vehicles, and the preacher, that was the preacher. Everybody was in blue except me. Hey, Naba Mutuma. It was ugly, but I told myself that this God, this battle is not mine.
Yes.
You know, every time it's the connection between me and heaven. And that's how I have survived with my God. Not by my own powers, but with God. Because of that, it would dampen your spirit. But the God of heaven will say, this is your work. I would tell you a lot of places that I've gone that, you know, you are not accepted. You hear them at Chabora Chando Chamunyama. But there you are as a woman. You know, Chando Chamunyama is in a woman now.
Well, that brings us to the end of the bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. Before we go, let's recap on stories that made headlines. Faweza enrolls 750 under second chance pathways. Government urges investors to align with national development priorities. And government rehabilitates Lunyike Dam to tackle droughts. And an Adventist evangelist speaks on resistance, reliance in gospel work. Thank you so much. On behalf of the entire studio and production team, my name is Bright Sinkoze alongside Sharon Akufuna, our sign language interpreter. We end here for now. God bless, keep watching, and remember, hope starts here. Bye for now.